Jason's with us in Minnesota. Hi, Jason. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey, how you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, so my wife and I farm, and we were farming. We aren't farming this year, but we had a little. Obviously, the farm economy's bad, and everything has been for the last few years, and we kind of got upside down. And we're looking at we've sold some properties now. We're looking at about $1.5 million in debt right now.
What are you doing for a living?
$500,000. Well, we're struggling through farming.
Oh, you're still farming. You're still farming. Okay.
Yeah. Well, kind of, yeah. But but $500,000 of that's capital gains because we sold some farms, and we have a little bit of property left to sell, which would be about $2.2 million or so in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, would it be better for us to file bankruptcy on the debt, or sell the properties and everything and then just pay it off, and we would have, we'd net maybe, $500,000, or if we filed bankruptcy, we'd be somewhere around 1.2.
Capital gains taxes are not bankruptable.
Well, besides that, I mean, there's still about $1 million that's debt, that's not capital gains.
And it's not. Is it not secured by the land?
No, it's not.
You have $1 million, and you have $1 million in unsecured debt.
Correct.
Was it on equipment?
No, some of it's just mainly all our inputs, and then credit card debt, other debts that are out there.
Well, I mean, you don't have $1 million in credit card debt. What is the $1 million?
Well, it's inputs, which would be your chemical companies and seed and all that, and then also credit card debt is some of it. We have other bills, other debts, houses, and stuff like that too.
Okay, well, anything that has a lien against it, you're either going to keep the debt or you're going to give up the item.
Correct.
So if there's a lien against a piece of ground, there's a lien against a house, there's a lien against a piece of equipment.
All the land's paid off, all the equipment's owned scotch-free. There's nothing there as far as liens or anything on any of that stuff.
Yeah, but the problem is you can't have $1 million in land paid for and walk away from $500,000 in debt in bankruptcy. The trustee's going to force you to sell the land to pay your debts.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, that they're going to force us to sell everything, and then which would cover it up, which means
now the other possibility is that's a Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is a typical bankruptcy. There's a Chapter 11, which is a reorganization, which, for instance, Hertz just filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and they'll wipe off some of the debt and restart without all the debt and some of their bond debt and other things, and then they'll reopen or they'll continue to operate under Chapter 11. There is a farm bankruptcy called a Chapter 12, and it has some very unusually good stipulations in it for you. And so you would want to get an advice from an attorney on exactly your situation, what would occur in a Chapter 12.
Well, Chapter 12 would mean we would have to continue farming, though, and continuing farming is not part of the equation.
Okay, so you're walking away and going to start a new career.
Right.
Okay, so if you sell all your land, how much money would you have?
Well, it would net us about 2.2, and then we owe like 1.5 total.
Okay, so you'd walk away with $700,000.
Right.
You have a $700,000. You have a $700,000 net worth.
Correct.
Okay, there is not a form of bankruptcy that's going to allow you to not pay those debts and put the entire proceeds from the land in your pocket.
Right.
So your $700,000 net worth, one way or the other, is what you're going to walk away from this with, even in a bankruptcy.
Right. So then there's no point in even filing bankruptcy.
Exactly. I would just sell the land, and now what I might do is go back to some of those inputs, and since those are unsecured creditors, I might negotiate with them and say, guys, all right, I'm going to write you a check, and I'm going to have to sell my farm and liquidate everything in order to pay you. And in order to do that, you're going to give me a deal. How much off?
Right.
And
but we've been in some of that now, and they're not real. They really don't care that much. It seems like they still want their regular money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really worst case scenario, and I'm not suggesting you do this, but you could get their attention if you chose to do it this way. You just sell the land, put all the money in the bank, don't pay them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they don't get paid for a while, then they may soften up a little bit. But if you want to work with them, if you want to just write them a check, you're still going to walk away with $700,000. You owe the money. You borrowed the money. It'd be the right thing to do. So
Right.
I think if you're done with farming, you're throwing up your hands, you're going to something else, right?
Correct.
And you got a $700,000 net worth. That's pretty good.
Yep.
That's pretty good. What type of farming were you doing?
So just crop.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, corn and bean.
Corn and beans. All right. And it just the market just this last little bit with COVID just took the last little bit of fun out of it, huh?
Well, yeah, that. I mean, the last few years have been kind of rough, up and down. You know, the market's been up, and then it's been down. It's just been a downturn for the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and it's unbelievably hard work. Yeah.
Oh, it is. There's a lot of work. I mean, you never quit working.
Yeah, you're never done.
Yeah.
All right, man. I'm sorry, but the good news is you're coming out of this with some net worth, and you can start something else, and you got a whole new chapter, right?
That's right.
All right, bro.
Yep. Thank you.
You call me anytime I can help. I'm sorry you guys are going through that. It's heartbreaking. Sell your dirt, but I think it's where you are. I don't disagree with you. You can double check my advice with a bankruptcy attorney, but I'm right. I'm not an attorney, so you would want to get legal advice from somebody technically other than me. But what I've told you is correct. So check it out and verify that in a 12 you're not getting away with that debt, not with that net worth. I'm sorry. Wow, what a mess.